everybody, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Chris Yee.
And I'm Joey Evans.
And today we're taking a look at a game called Hot Streak.
Hot Streak?
That's not the...
I don't know.
Need some hot streak.
That's the song that comes in my head.
Oops.
I'm just saying, that's what it is.
Fine.
Anyway, this is a game, and you can see in the little window box here, a bunch of mascots that have fallen over, a mascot race, which, if you ever have a chance, watch a mascot race.
They're glorious.
Apparently there's baseball and cricket mascot races.
Really?
They have cricket ones? I'm sure those are funnier. I don't know why.
Those probably last a lot longer, though.
If you've ever been in a mascot suit, you know that they're not very wieldy.
No, or comfortable.
Yes, or cool.
Ugh.
And when you run, you fall over, and it's hilarious to watch. This is a game in which you will race. Well, there's 4 mascots racing, and you're betting on who's going to win. Here's how it plays. So the racetrack pulls right out of the box, like that. And you're going to put on the 4 mascots who are racing. We have Mum, Hurley, Dangle, and Gobbler. Now, the way the race goes is you have a deck full of cards here. And these cards show how they move. For example, this one here moves Mum forward 2 spaces, 3 spaces. Sometimes they move backwards, 2 spaces. Sometimes they move 2 spaces and then swerve left, which if someone's in that spot, that person gets knocked over. Whenever you're knocked over, whenever your card is drawn, you will just crawl forward. And if you get knocked over again, then you're out of the race. Sometimes a card moves you to the next star. That's in front of you. Some cards move everybody. This one moves everyone -2. This one moves everyone +2. When you move with a green card, there's no collisions, and you cannot cross the finish line. Sometimes a card just makes you fall down. But happily, there are cards that let you recover and sometimes then move. Now, once someone runs out of bounds or gets knocked out, they get put into the last spot. And once you cross the finish line, you'll go in the first available spot. And at the end of the game, that's how a race works. But the way the game works in general, I'm showing you how a race works. Though you have this whole deck of cards, you only use a small subsection of that deck. Everyone gets to see the cards that we'll start the game with. Everyone then is dealt 3 cards where they will each race throw a card into the deck. Before everyone does that, you're going to be betting. And you can take one of these bet tokens and you say, I think here, for example, Mum will win. If she's first, I'll get $10, second, $7, third, $5. When you take these, you can flip them over to a risky side where you'll get more money for first, but less money for second and third. Each set also gets lower as people take these. Everyone gets to take 2 of them. So the first player takes 1, then the second, so on. When you get to the last person, they take 2, and you go in reverse order. One of the bets that you can take, there's always a side bet here. Then there's different cards. Will a mascot go out of bounds? Or will Mum finish in the bottom 2? And you can bid yes or no on these. These, the risky bets, you'll lose money if it's wrong, so you have to be careful. So everyone takes 2 of these. Then everyone throws a card into that deck. The deck then is shuffled, and once it's shuffled, you will burn the top 3 cards. 3, 2, 1, and then start the race. Flipping over the cards and doing it one at a time. When you get through the deck, if there's still racers on the track, the race moves up 1 spot. Anyone there is disqualified. You'll shuffle the deck, 3, 2, 1, and go again until the race is over, although they could move up here again. Then the bets pay out. After that, everyone puts the bets back, the race is restarted, the deck is shuffled, and everyone gets a card out of the deck so that they go back to 3 cards. Players for the second race can throw a card back in that they've played already, or it could be the same one they pulled out or a different one. And it just keeps going on like that for 3 races. In the third race, one of your bets is doubled, and at the end of the game, whoever has the most money is the winner. I have mixed feelings about the components of this. I mean, the mascots are great.
Right.
They're fantastic, especially the little eyes.
Yep.
You can see the eyes of the human. The card quality is okay, and I only say this because I noticed it because we played it so much.
So much.
The board coming out, it's neat. I'd still rather be a normal size box with a board.
I get this one you can wrap around.
And that has a mechanical function in the game of sorts, right?
But I mean, it could have been.
For some reason, I think it's funny when you set people down and say, let's play this game, and you pull that out, which they've probably never seen. They're like, what's about to happen? It's so weird.
It's disarming in a way. They're like, no one looks at that and goes, I'm about to play a real serious game.
That's true. And in fact, it almost looks like a kid's game.
It almost looks like a kid's
It does look like a kid's.
It looks like a kid's toy. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, big time. Every time you pull this out, people are like, oh, brother. Or maybe it's just my people. I don't know.
No.
And the kids are like, I want to be the hot dog. You know what I mean? It's
You can't be the hot dog. You can vote for the hot dog, and that's about it.
You too can vote for hot dog.
Yes.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
So the game is really intriguing that you're not using the whole deck of cards. You're using, depending on how many players, anywhere from 13 to 16 cards, something like that. And that's fascinating, and it works really well. You see all the cards in, because we were playing this just a couple days ago, and my son won again. And he was like, it's definitely strategy. You know what cards are in the deck. You know what cards you throw in. And he is partially right. There's also a ton of luck.
Is your kid a card counter?
Yeah.
Have you tried
For a
taking him
hot
to the
streak?
craps table? He just like, not craps table, but actually he just like over your shoulder like, Dad, 13 hit.
7 years, I'll take him.
Then bet on hot dog.
But I do like that. It reminds me a bit of Stockpile, of all things.
All right.
Okay, yes.
The stock market game where you have some inside information, because here I'm like, I put in the card that turns the queen around.
But you also know what card gets pulled out, right? Like
Right.
The fish falls down, the entirety of last race. But I was dealt that card out, right? Because you distribute them out, and then I get to choose what goes back in. And I'm more than happy to throw that card back in. Or, okay, I think the fish is going to do okay. I'll throw in a hot dog falls down, or the hot dog runs 2 steps backwards, or whatever it may be. That's great.
That's the thing. If you love moments in games, this has it in spades. I mean, I'm playing it, and I'm like, all right, hot dog's doing good. I'm going to put down a +3. And then when all of a sudden one gets revealed, hot dog turns around. You're like, who did that?
Especially when he runs all the way up, right to the finish line, and then turns around.
That gives you that feel of a mascot race. It really does.
And it's a really clever mechanism, actually. The green cards that move everybody, because they keep the race moving.
Yes.
They don't cause a lot of chaos. No one can collide during them, and no one can cross the finish line.
That's huge.
It's a really cool. I like that a lot.
Well, it builds that tension, right? You could be in or the thing that you bet heavy on could be in last place. And it still has a chance because the hot dog at the finish line might turn around. The bear falls down, is only crawling 1 space at a time. Everyone moves 3. The hot dog runs backward. Bear can only crawl 1. And then the queen all the way in the back starts shooting forward. That's what you want in these kind of, chaotic racing games.
The visuals of this are incredible. I mean, you got a fish crawling around, the hot dog going the wrong way. You're like, what is happening right now?
My success rate on this is very high, and I played this with diehard gamers and my family, and it's gone well every time. My son almost falls out of the chair laughing. My daughter's like, I hate gambling games. All right, deal me in. And
The same people that I said, oh, this looks really bad. What have I done? I saw them the next day go and grab this off the shelf, be like, you got to play this game.
It really has
wins
that
you over.
effect. Yeah. I mean, and people will giggle, right? I play this with kids who are just laughing and laughing the whole time because they want to see the fish run off the side.
Yeah.
Right? They want to see the map roll over and gobble them up. Like, when the hot dog falls down, the bear runs into it and knocks it out.
Yep.
Like, there's a lot of good thought that went into this. The eliminations. You could have bet risky on, double down on fish. It runs off the side of the board, and you're probably laughing instead of going, oh, harumph, right?
Right. It really is funny. And people scream, no, and then that's it. It's also not a long game. We're talking 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are going to ask about other racing games that are similar because my wife's like, you have a type. And I'm like, yeah, I do actually.
Yeah, so much love when your wife says that.
So obviously one of my favorite games is Ready, Set, Bet. This is sort of like that, although Ready, Set, Bet is more of...
Serious?
It is actually more serious betting.
Yeah.
And while crazy things can happen, it's not necessarily kooky. It's exciting. Ready Set Bet has a level of excitement. This is a level. There's excitement in this, but there's also zaniness to this. This is closer to Camel Up.
I agree, and I love Camel Up, but this Camel Up, you forget when you teach new people that there is a bit more that goes into it than just crazy.
It's a little bit gamey, a little more gamer-y,
Right.
so to speak. It's
I don't
gamer
know if I'm
silly.
gonna play Camel Up again.
Really?
I think this kills Camel Up for me. Not Ready Set Bet, but I think it does. I like Camel Up, but this one does what Camel Up does, the zaniness of the. I always play Camel Up with the camel going backwards and hoping.
Right. Yes.
Hoping.
Yes.
That's the one thing I hope happens. In this game, it's probably going to happen.
That's the thing about Camel Up. Sometimes you can have a dud. You're like, oh, that was just a normal race.
Yes.
Yeah.
It would be mind-boggling to have just a normal race.
I don't
in this
think it's
game.
possible.
Yeah. Oh, everyone finished.
Well,
crossed the finish
probably,
line.
but yeah, if I'm in the game, I'm throwing a card in.
Oh,
the
yeah.
next round.
It won't go great next time. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
It's fair.
What would
Yeah.
you give it?
All right, I'm actually coming in at 9 on this. And I'm coming in high because this is one that I'm like, this is good for gamers and it's a party style game. I think it goes to like 9+. They have some rules we can get like big groups or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't think I would do that.
You basically just write down who you're voting for.
Right. But I mean, this is great. This is a great end of the night game. I mean, the amount of times you see this come off the shelf, and we've had it for what, a month? It's fantastic. This is what you want for a fun end of the night game. So I'm coming in at 9 for this.
I'm also coming in high. I'm giving it a 9. I have so much fun, so much laughter, and the person who wins at the end of the day, do they feel like they played better than others? It's sort of.
Yes, my son said.
Yeah. But like, it balances that idea of like you kind of feel like, cool, I made some good bets, but also the silly stuff just happens, right? This is, I would argue, you almost make fewer decisions in this game than challengers. And yet,
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
more engaging because everyone's just sitting there watching the race happen together. There's no decisions to make at that point, but it's just excellent for that.
Yeah, I'm also giving it a 9. I really like it. There's some minor things. I don't love the rule book's emphasis on theme. I mean, I get there's theme, but there's like a whole storybook, and then they squish the rules in between that, and then a bunch of biographies on the people and what happens to you depending on how much money you get at the end of the game. That's all funny and
I
everything,
think it's
but
funny.
tell me the rules, please.
Right.
Well,
And they
also-
still put the designer's name on the box, so
John
maybe it's on the
Perry, I
bottom.
think, right?
Sure, but I just think it's anyway. And the packaging's but despite all that, it's fantastic.
Despite the fact that sometimes a card just says like Hurley, and you're like, which one's Hurley? Is that the hot dog or the bear? Right?
He's
There's
from Lost.
sure. There's like a few little quibbles, right?
Yeah, but it's great.
It's fantastic. So that's Hot Streak, folks. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Chris Yee.
I'm Joy Evans.
See you all soon at the finish line. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.